Across Georgia, with students heading back to class, Georgia's newly enacted school safety law is in effect. The law is the result of a mass shooting at Appalachian High School in Winder that left 4 people dead and 9 injured last year. 41 NBC's Taylor Gilchrist spoke with mental health and student support advocates who are calling on Georgia to do more.
This is the first regional convening to really see how can we do this together.
After the deadly mass shooting at Appalachian High School last September, state legislators moved to make Georgia schools safer. House Bill 268 was signed into law in April, requiring schools to have panic buttons for employees to contact law enforcement and helped school systems upgrade threat management procedures. But some student support advocates say building relationships is far more important than policies.
If you want students to report when something is maybe not quite right, they have to feel that their teachers will treat it correctly and will treat them with respect and correctly.
Darlene Lynch is the legal and policy director for the Georgia Appleseed Center for Law and Justice. After last year's shooting, Lynch says there was an uptick in out-of-school suspensions and expulsion as more school districts resorted to zero-tolerance policies.
A lot of these things were kids just being kids, or a third of the kids we saw had disabilities like autism.
Lynch says these actions go against the state's efforts to combat chronic absenteeism. At the Supporting School Climate and Student Wellbeing panel in Macon Wednesday, leaders from across the state stressed the need for school programs targeting mental health, but acknowledged that budget shortfalls can often put such programs on the back burner.
A lot of us in mental health, we have very long lists of policy priorities. But could we as a collaborative really focus in on where do we want each year to move the needle?
In her role with Georgia Appleseed, Lynch helps students facing suspension and expulsion. Wednesday's event highlighted data showing that students who graduate live longer, make more money, and are less likely to be involved in the criminal justice system. Lynch says keeping students in school and pouring into their mental well-being is the #1 way the state can achieve school safety.
Having access to counseling and having access to training at the school about mental health can really also help the student, but also make schools safer.
In Macon, Taylor Gilchrist, 41 NBC News.
Each Georgia school now receives a 1 through 5 rating based on absenteeism rate, out-of-school suspension rate, safety, along with the surveys of students, parents, and staff. Schools who score below a 3 must implement new frameworks for improvement.